I bought a hammock chair. It just got delivered to my house.
Me too.
Did you?
Yeah. Did
Fun.
I not tell you?
No.
Huh. I got it at the same time I got the metal detector.
Oh, fun.
We're gonna have hammock chairs together. How cute are we?
I'm so excited.
I know.
I'm bringing that shit to every practice.
Oh wait, I have a different kind of hammock chair. I know what kind you're talking about. We have that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's a nice one. I was thinking of like the ones that are actually like the laced hammock, that you hang on your back porch. I got one.
Oh, I
know.
love those.
I need to get the hanging equipment. But
Yeah, that's what kept popping up when I would search for it.
Yeah.
How much do you think one of those is?
They're fucking ridiculous. Every chair is like $70.
Why?
I don't know.
It
They
was
just
like,
are.
there's a $45 one, and then there was like a $95 one. And I was like,
You know what's really weird is my mom keeps pestering me about those fucking chairs. She's like, what are they called? I want one. And I'm like, it's a hammock camping chair, you know?
Yeah.
And then she keeps texting me and she's like, but what is that chair called? You said that Lee could check if there's one at Costco. And I'm like, he got ours at Costco is what I said.
If you went there, you would also find them.
God damn!
How you doing?
Great, how are you?
Oh, I'm good.
Want to hear my goddamn?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it might be yours.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know, maybe not.
Probably.
Because it just got invented right before we recorded.
Quite literally. I was like, nothing exciting has happened to me.
Until now, this morning.
Till now. World started rocking and rolling.
Yeah, San Diego actually got a real fucking earthquake.
Yeah. We had a 5.2 near Julian.
Uh-huh, so she shook. You know what's weird, though? When I first looked up, it said it was a 6.7. And then it changed to a 5.2. I was like, what is the first one, like Rick scale, and the other one's Richter? Like, Rick is just like, that felt like a 6.7. And they're like, let's start with that until we can get the actual data.
Tamper it down. He's been drinking.
Yeah, preliminary results say 6.7.
Maybe it's like the wind chill. Like,
Yeah.
felt like a 6.7
Right.
was a 5.2.
Right. Well, when I checked and it was a 6.7, I was like, Jesus, that was a fucking big one.
Yeah.
Like, it was big.
Was
but-
it the big one?
Yeah. I'm like, goddamn. Anyway, so San Diego got rocked around for like, I don't know, approximately 15 seconds.
Yeah.
But whenever there's a real earthquake around here, you better believe it's going to be on all the social media, all the news.
Oh,
Everybody's going to be talking about it. My phone was blowing up after everybody calling like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah.
Literally, yeah.
nothing
People
happened.
from other states are like, oh, are you guys okay? I'm like,
Yeah, we just shook for a minute. Oh,
Okay.
but my kid, not for it. The
Oh my
older
God.
one was like, earthquake, super stoked because he's like a little adventure junkie. And I'm like, okay, let's get under the table. And then the younger one, he's just like immediately crying and like whimpering and just stops in the middle of the room. And I'm like, doorway, come on, man. What did we train for? Look alive,
I went the complete opposite of like all the things that you're supposed to do because at my house I live on top of a very big hill and I don't know why, but we don't really feel the earthquakes that much.
I
Like
know.
you feel the jolt, but it's not like
That bad.
normal. It's
Yeah.
not anywhere else. I feel
It's
like
not
the
like
ground is
waves rolling through your house.
literally, yeah.
Which is what it feels like. There's like the ground waves.
Yeah, mine is like, did someone crash a car outside and is still crashing it? It's like, conk, 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 conk. Like it,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
just,
yeah.
you hear it more.
Shit
I don't
shaking,
know.
yeah.
But both my kids were next to me.
Earthquakes are oddly loud.
They are.
You never think about the sound of an earthquake. But
Yeah.
even when shit's not falling, it just...
It's like a growl.
The earth moving is loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had both my kids next to me, and the older one was like kicking a big like medicine ball around kind of thing. And
Right.
so I started to feel it, and I was like, is it just him like walking by me and kicking this thing? So I like kind
Because
of
you have stories in your house too. So
Yeah, it's
not
not-
that it shakes.
it's not
But
that
you're
it's
like
not a foundation, though.
Right, like
I'm
a
like,
subfloor.
are you shaking the house?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
So I was doing that, and I kind of like tapped him, and I was like, hey, stop moving, because I'm like, is it an earthquake or is it him, right?
Yeah.
And he like stopped, and then that's when it like really hit, and
yeah.
I was like, oh, it's an earthquake, and my kid fucking lost it. He was
Yeah.
like
Not
immediately
excited.
bawling, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, we're all gonna die.
Natural disaster.
Yeah, and so at that point, I had baby girl already, and I had like kind of grabbed her into my arms, and I was making it exciting because like
Yeah.
I'm not scared of earthquakes.
I
Like,
know, me
don't know.
either.
If we're gonna die, I guess we're gonna die. But
know.
what am I gonna do about it? I have 30 seconds.
Right. You don't have time.
Right.
And after the first jolt, you know what you're working with.
exactly.
And you're like, oh, okay.
Like,
I did the
okay.
same thing. I came out and, my older one was screaming and I was like, it's just an earthquake. It's okay. Come here.
Yeah.
We all get under the doorway. And then I was there for half a second. And I'm like, let's just dip under the table here.
Yeah.
Because they're not really in the doorway and nothing's
it's a
happening.
big doorway.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm trying to use it as a learning lesson. Like, here's all the things you do.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, I was
My mom was
holding-
like, why didn't you take them outside?
okay.
I know. There's nothing outside. You don't have anything around you. Why didn't you take them outside? I'm like, I don't know, man. I just fucking, there's approximately 15 seconds.
Yeah.
To react.
I
here
thought
we are.
about going outside, and then I was like, I don't really want to go on my wood deck that's old, and I don't want to go,
Right.
to get outside. You can't just get outside of my house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm safer in here. There's not like chandeliers or shit on the walls.
To be fair, by the time, because my outside is right by my kitchen table, right?
Yeah.
By the time we got under the kitchen table, it was done.
It always is.
And then my kid didn't want to get out because he was terrified.
Aww.
And he just kept saying, this was my first earthquake. And I'm like, I know, and you did so good.
Yeah.
Remember? And if you were at school, you go under your desk. Remember how we practiced this? This is okay, and it's totally normal. And we don't get them that often. And that was a really big one. Mommy hasn't felt one like that in a long time, too. Probably since that Easter in like 2007 or whatever fucking one that was. Although, remember when we were recording and an earthquake happened?
Yeah.
And we just sat here? That's basically what happened in our house.
Yeah. Well, that's...
It was longer, though.
The moment that you're like, uh-oh, this one's real, maybe I should get under the table, is too late. Like,
yeah, I know. Did you get a warning on your phone? I didn't.
No, I didn't.
I didn't sign up for that thing, though.
Brandon got one. I mean, I got one after. It came after the fact.
I never got anything. Do I have to sign up for it?
I don't know.
I thought it
Brandon
was
got
just, like-
one right before. He was in the shower, and so he, like, popped out, like, is it an earthquake? Is it me? What's going on?
Oh, shit. You're right. I have an emergency alert. Earthquake detected. Drop cover, hold on. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
Drop cover, hold on. I didn't get that. I
So
was
I
laying
can-
in bed with my phone in my hand.
Grab your ass and whatever. Grab your knees and kiss your ass goodbye.
Yeah, I guess. Shit.
Yeah.
My
kids' phones,
TikTok and
though.
enjoying my life.
My kids' phones, because I, like, snatched up baby girl and then kind of mother henned the older one. Like, it's okay. It's an earthquake. We're just riding it out.
Right.
Whatever. We're in the middle of my house. I don't know. We got a new roof. It's probably not going to collapse. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you're fine.
There's nothing around us.
I mean,
that's
you're at the
gonna fall on us.
top of the hill, too.
Exactly. And historically,
You'll be on top.
the earthquakes aren't that bad up there, blah, blah, whatever. So then I was just trying to do that. But then their phones both started doing, like, the fucking tornado warning alarms. And I'm like, oh, this is not helping their anxiety or stress.
No.
Like, my kid is not happy.
my cat.
Baby girl, though, was like, that was sick. Let's do it again.
Oh, the moment it was done, my older one was like, that was fun. I want to
Yeah.
do another earthquake. And then they were both talking about, like, can we turn the news on? Is it going to be making that sound? And I was like, I don't know what channel the news is. Like, I TikTok for
we don't
my news.
have the news.
Yeah, and then I spent fucking forever looking for the news for these kids. And then
Aw.
all I could find was fucking CNN or some shit. And I was like, they're not going to have a San Diego earthquake on CNN.
Right.
But I stopped on it because it had the space thing where fucking Katy Perry and Jeff Bezos' fiance and a fucking rocket ship scientist and a goddamn reporter shot up to space for 10 minutes.
Katy Perry went?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that like all-female flight. It had
Yeah.
fucking Katy Perry in it.
Why?
I don't know. That's
I
why
didn't know she was still doing stuff, but I knew even less.
Girl, she
that
going to space.
She was an astronaut.
Yeah. Well, turns out they just let anybody up there.
Well, yeah, after, who was that first fucking guy with the cowboy hat? I guess it's probably Jeff Bezos, wasn't it?
I don't fucking know, man. Oh, are you talking about the Virgin guy? The Virgin Mobile
I don't remember.
owner? The mogul?
Maybe.
Yeah. He had like Branson, something like that.
Did Katy Perry have to pay to go to space?
Girl, you
Was
know
she
they did that
needed
for
in
a fucking
space?
publicity stunt. I don't understand what. Is it for NASA to be like, hey, everybody, we get to go to space. Look, Katy Perry did it. Or if it's just like, nobody, look what's actually happening in the government. We're going to shoot Katy Perry up to space. I don't fucking know what the hell is going on. And listen, I've been out of the world for at least a solid week and a half because we have been busy on spring break. So
Yeah.
maybe I missed some shit, but like, I have no idea why Katy Perry's in space for 10 minutes. She's back now. And when they got back, they kissed the ground. I was like, bitch, you were up there for probably an hour tops. That your whole scenario from praying before you take off to whatever. I got to imagine hour tops.
Yeah, they were in space for 11 minutes. I don't know how long it takes
Oh.
to get to space or to get back.
I think it's like 65 miles away.
But with traffic, it's probably like 30 minutes. So maybe a little over an hour.
You got to consider, let's just say wherever the fuck they were was 65 miles away. Do I know if that's real math? I have no idea. I think I read that.
They might be up higher where they are, higher elevation, so it's less than 65 miles now. It's more
Right?
like 60.
But if you consider 65 miles, and if the rocket ship is going 65 miles an hour, that would take an hour.
oh.
It's going way faster than 65 miles an hour.
Yeah, fair. On account
It
of
probably
has to
took
get
them
to space.
11 minutes round fucking trip. Should we Google it?
I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
Do you want to hear about murder?
Yes!
All right. You will not believe what I have in store for you.
Is it murder?
Murder. Here on episode 338.
Yes.
I'm
God.
going to tell you about Chad MacDonald Jr.
Chadwick
But just Chad.
McDonald
Yes.
Jr.
Chad Allen MacDonald Jr., if we want to get biblical.
I was hoping so.
He was born on April 7th, 1980. To his
Is that like Easter?
April 7th? I don't
Yeah.
know.
D-Day or something? No, I don't know. That's December 7th.
That's October 7th.
October?
No, December. Yeah,
Is
January.
it 7th or 8th? I don't think we know.
No.
No, January 6th is something different.
Different one. I'm sorry. I'm
Wait,
confused. It is
August
the
2nd is Liberation Day. Sorry.
August 2nd?
April 2nd. I did
Okay.
say August. Liberation Day. that's when Trump did all the tariffs. Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was
And he
like,
called it Liberation Day
Normandy?
because we're so liberated.
When we liberated, like, from the Second World
Bitch, you
War?
get to do anything and call it whatever you want.
That's fair.
You can be like, I officially throw out all my glasses and we use only solo cups today. So
It's Solo Day.
yeah, welcome to National Solo Day.
Yeah.
Wrote an executive order. Okay, go on.
Well, I don't know what holiday his birthday falls
I don't
on.
know why I did that. I'm sorry. I'd like to formally apologize.
I love you.
I think this is Tourette's.
Okay, wait. So, April 7th. Maybe it was Liberation Day. I don't know what it was, but he was
It was
born.
his birthday.
He was born. It was Chad's birthday. He was
Okay.
born to his father, Chad Allen the First.
It tracks, because if it weren't the first, I'd have questions.
His mom's name was Cindy Ceroli MacDonald,
Okay.
and they had moved from Detroit to start a new life in Yorba Linda, which is near
Yorba Linda.
Yorba Linda, near Anaheim, so
Okay.
near Disneyland,
Oh, okay.
California.
Yerba Monte. Yep.
Yerba Mate, Yorba Linda. Okay. Just before Chad's first birthday, his dad got in a car accident while
Ooh.
drunk,
Mm.
and he died.
Not the first.
Yep, the first
That's sad.
perished. And then his mom was also in the car, and she ended up being disabled permanently.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I guess she had a lot of issues after,ward, and her
Sure.
arm was paralyzed.
Oh no.
Or one of her arms was paralyzed. His mom remarried a little over a year later to a man named Mark Scheiken,
Mm-hmm.
and she had 2 more kids with him, okay?
Okay.
But stepdaddy Mark was into drugs and drinking.
Mm-hmm. Seems like
And-
somebody might have a time.
Somebody might have a time. Or, just, it was the 80s.
It was a good time.
We're partying, We
Right.
didn't know
I
that
love drugs and alcohol.
you couldn't take a beer on the road. It was bad.
God, we really missed out on the fun times.
We were learning,
There
yeah,
were no
we really did miss out
seatbelts.
on the fun times. Yeah,
Do you remember riding in the back of a truck
I do.
with your dad drunk driving?
Yep. Didn't know it then, though,
No. Totally oblivious. Why'd dad run on the wall? That's weird.
Mm.
Having a hard time walking, bud?
Hit that pothole kind of hard. It wasn't a pothole, it was the side of the road. Okay.
Cool. Watch out, dad.
Can I get a seatbelt? Can you sit on me so I don't fly out? Anyway, so Mark, drugs and drinking, right? And
Right.
he started bringing it around the kids,
Uh-oh.
as you do. And
Well, that's the best time to do them. It's when you need them the most.
these kids are a lot of work.
Yeah, there's a lot going on here.
Could really use a drink.
Yeah.
Well, it's frowned upon, and
Yeah.
Cindy frowned upon it.
Mhm.
And Mark ended up going to rehab, but Cindy left him in 1986,
Mm-hmm.
and she ended up having to get restraining orders
Oh,
against
shit.
him to keep him away from the kids.
Uh-oh.
Like, it's not good, man.
He's like,
You know?
come here, I felt great.
Yeah, we're great. Stop drinking for you. I don't
Come
know.
over to stepdaddy Mark's house.
This is stepdaddy Mark. I feel like a lot of people have a stepdaddy Mark.
No.
No,
you mean
no.
like a drunk person in your life?
No, I just mean like Mark seems like a real stepdad name.
Okay. I was like, no, I don't have that. Restraining order? Erin, tell me more.
You
I see what
remember?
you mean.
You
Yeah.
remember that guy?
I get it.
Sorry if your name is Mark,
I'm not.
but if you're a stepdad, fucking nailed it.
Yeah, crushed it. If you're Mark and a stepdad.
Yeah.
2 things could not be truer in this moment.
You know?
Stars aligned. You're here for a reason.
So she got these restraining orders. She's like, Mark, quit it. You're a drunk. You got to stay away. He was like,
Yeah.
I'm in rehab. She's like, it's still not for me, right?
Mark, no.
Mark, no.
Mhm.
So Chad and his 2 brothers, they were able to stay with their mom, Cindy,
Mhm.
but they didn't have a father figure in their life anymore, right?
Okay, yes. And
But-
she has the other kids. They're half brothers to Chad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But Cindy made their house a home, all that bullshit, right? And
Right.
their place was the popular kid hangout place.
Aw, cool.
Chad was into all sports and had lots of friends. But when he was 8 years old, almost 9 years old, he was arrested for vandalism.
What?
Different times.
You can't.
Yeah. It probably just brought back.
Could you
by
imagine
the cops.
picking up your 8-year-old at the fucking police?
No. See, and the cops always just brought my neighbors' kids home. I remember watching them through my window, like, they got in trouble again.
That was like a very 90s thing.
Yeah.
It's like somebody get brought home from by the cops.
Yeah,
like,
when they say arrested, I'm sure it was just like, he got a ride home.
Right. Yeah. Fair
and
enough.
Then a talking to.
Right.
And then, again, in 1995, when he was 15 years old, he was arrested for underage drinking at a house party.
Ooh.
So maybe that one was actually arrested and,
but
had to go pick him up.
Who wasn't 15 underage drinking at a house party? You know what I mean?
Who gets caught?
I
Who
know.
doesn't bail immediately?
I
Like,
know.
out the back, over the fence.
Right? Go under the bed. Hide.
Yeah. What do you mean? The cops showed up, so you left.
Run!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scatter!
Yep. How many times have you had to run from the cops from a party? How many parties have you been at that you had to leave because the cops came?
That I had to leave because the cops came, or that I ran from the cops?
Both.
I had to run from the cops once, from one party. And the other one, I think cops showed up and we just left. Yeah, but the one that we had to run from was intense. There was bear mace in the house. Someone
Oh my God.
Someone sprayed bear mace in the house. They were trying to get the people out back, but they started it in the kitchen.
Wow.
It
I missed
shoots
a good
really
one.
far. Yeah, you did. And then someone else was like, let's get the bear mace out of here. So they brought the hose into the house.
Wow.
I don't know why. And then they were
They're going to just spray it out of the air?
fans spraying the hose.
Misting it?
Yeah, it was a terrible idea. So then the cops were called, and then I was already in the back, and then the cops started coming through the front of the house, and I saw them coming, and I was
nope.
going out the gate.
Yep. We got to go.
Yeah, and then I remember running with this guy who was Brandon's friend at the time, and we ran down the street and then jumped over this little, I don't know, wood fence thing,
Thingy?
like corral for horses or something. It must have been someone's yard. I
It's
don't
probably
fucking
just
know.
a normal fence, like a decorative outside
It
property
was one
liner.
of those, but
Yeah.
I don't know where we were because I didn't know where anything was
I
then
know.
either.
Isn't that crazy?
And now I'm like, why was there this fence?
Where
was
was
I
I?
in Ramona? Where the fuck was I?
Was I in Julian? Where
Yeah.
are we?
Who had bear mace?
I don't know.
Why did my parents let me leave the house?
I don't know. Yeah.
How many house parties have you run from the cops?
One where it was like skadoodle boodle.
Yeah.
Several where it was like the cops got called, we gotta go.
Yeah.
But that was just Arizona life.
Yeah.
Was like the cops just always got called. I don't know how they knew. They have fucking scanners. It was probably bullshit. They were just making it up. But one time where the cops came, and I didn't even have to run. I just left out the back. Like, goodbye.
Bye. Yeah, see, that's like
And
the
that's
majority.
the advantage
was
of driving yourself.
like, cops are here, and everyone
Yeah.
just kind of dissipates.
Yeah. I did get pulled over by the cops one time leaving my house to go to a party because I snuck out of my house.
Oh.
And the neighbor saw and they called the cops on me.
What a bitch.
What a fucking cunt. But it's okay. I lied my way out of it, so it's fine.
You're like, I'm going to Walgreens. My
Yeah.
dad is sick.
I was like, I'm going to go see a movie. And they were like, at night? And I'm
what
like,
movie?
Yeah.
You're like,
it's
I don't
like-
know. It's 11:15 showing
Right, exactly.
of
I
The
don't know.
Birds.
I don't know. I think I was with one of our friends that you knew at the time. And he was helping me lie because we were going to go to a party. And then the cop was like, all right, have a good one. I'm like, toodles.
Later.
And then I got home the next morning and my cousin who was staying at our house, who was older than me, he was like, hey, I can't cover for you. The neighbors called the cops on you. Like, I don't know how he knew. And I was like, I fucking know, man. And he's like, it's because you went on the side of the house and it set off the floodlights. So they saw you. Like, he was giving me tips.
Oh.
But he also was like, I won't cover for you. And I'm like, what the fuck? But then nothing ever
you?
happened. I think if anybody said anything, my dad was probably like, what happened? I was like, I went to the movies. Like, I fucking gave the same story. And he was like, oh, okay, that was dumb. Sorry.
Yeah, can you tell me next time?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chad, 15
Yes.
years old, arrested at a house party. He didn't run.
Crazy.
Not a bad record or anything, right? That he had, like just 2 little arrests, but
Just those little tiny baby arrests.
just a little tiny baby arrest. A little bit crazy that he was out at 8, but it was different times, right?
Yeah.
By the time he was 17 years old, though, 1998,
Mm-hmm.
he had started dabbling in meth,
Not even once.
the amphetamines.
Yes.
Yep, not even once.
Yeah.
And his mom thought this was because her dad had a bunch of heart attacks. He lived, but it was like a pretty big scare. And I guess he was pretty close to his grandpa. So,
like trauma.
yeah, trauma kind of sent him down this depression, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, Chad started to become known around town as a guy that you could buy meth from.
Dealer, we call those.
We call them dealers.
Mhm.
He drove a white pickup truck and he would occasionally go do drug deals out of his truck, right?
Right.
He was caught in January of 1998 with 10.99 grams of meth on him,
10.99?
Uh-huh. 10.99. One serving of meth is like 0.1 grams. So he had a lot of meth.
God. Yeah. Wow.
He had quite a bit of meth on him.
I feel like I know what a gram is now, you know.
0.1
of
grams.
Meth, though.
But it was 0.1 grams.
I know. A dose. Right.
Yeah. Seems like a lot of meth. It's probably not a lot of meth to like a meth head because I'm pretty sure they do doses like mimosas all the time.
Honestly.
But it's a lot to me. So
any meth is a lot to me.
Any meth is a lot of meth to me. Is that meth? Holy shit, I've never seen it.
That's so much meth.
So how did you get so much? During booking for the arrest, he was begging the cops that he, like, please don't do this. Like, I'll make it right. What can I do? Blah, 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 right?
And so the cops... meth.
Right. What you should do, first and foremost, is not do meth.
Right.
But the cops were like, well, that's fucking cool because now we got this meth dealer who wants to work for us or help us out, right?
Deals.
Make some deals.
We got a rat.
And so I asked him if he wanted to be an informant, and he was like, I guess, sure, why not? And the cops...
I love being informed.
I love being informed.
Right.
So the cops had his mom sign something saying that it was okay that he was an informant for them when she came to pick him up from the station, right?
How old is he, 15?
He was a minor. He was 17.
Jesus Christ. My God.
Yeah. And so she had to go pick him up for the meth. And then they were like, by the way, he said he'd help us out and be an informant. And she was under the impression that, like, you know, his sentence or whatever would be lessened from this. And that would be better to be working with the cops and be working against them and all the things. So she signed it for him.
Okay.
There's a lot of controversy over it because he was a minor, right?
Sure.
And the police probably shouldn't use minors as informants.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of a gray area.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
Leave the kids out of it.
You know.
It's like a solid rule. It's like war rule.
Yeah.
Rules of war. There we go.
Like, don't let them dabble in grown people stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But also, because Cindy was going through all these health issues at the time, and she was semi-disabled, and so there were some articles that implied that it might have also been like a mental disability as well.
Okay.
So
maybe she couldn't make the best decisions.
But also she was kind of like told by the cops, you know, like this is what you should do. This is a good way to do it, blah, blah, blah. And who's not going to listen?
Yeah.
You know, if you're a good mom who wants your kid to do well and all this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
You
what are
think
these
the cops
going to do to him?
Why? Am I getting at something?
I'm over here like, how'd this turn out to be a bad idea? I mean, aside from all the things you've just underlined.
You know. So like I said, she believed that he would get, you know, a better deal to be working with the cops, whatever. But nothing was outlined or, you know, written down. Nothing was agreed upon.
There wasn't a contract.
Yeah,
there's like, hey, you scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yes, exactly. So
we don't need to bring paper and ink into this transaction.
Yeah, I don't need to bring a receipt into this.
Yeah.
So Chad did one job for the police on January 15th where they wired him with a fake pager, and he went to the house near the local high school and bought meth off of some lady, right? Like this drug house.
Some lady was just selling it? Love it.
I mean, some trap house near the high school. And he was like, sure. He got his meth, and I guess that was enough. And then the cops did a bust of the house like a week later.
Uh-huh.
But they didn't find any drugs or make any arrests.
What? Well, why didn't they do it right then when he got the meth?
I don't know.
What the fuck are they doing? This
Weird.
sounds like a terrible operation.
They're
like, get us more meth.
Yeah, like
Feels
it's
a little
weird.
methy.
It's weird, right?
I have questions.
It doesn't seem very protective of him in any way, you know? Because now...
I feel like he's just buying meth. He's still doing what he was doing, and you're just watching.
Right.
You collecting receipts over here, like, and he purchased it on the 18th.
So it's kind of funny that you say that because Chad did continue on dabbling with meth.
Right. I mean, he's right there.
Yeah, he's like, well, now I got some meth. So he was doing jobs for the police. Like, look, I bought this meth. And then he would also go back and be like, now I'd like some meth for me.
Right.
Going to the same place, buying the meth, still dabbling, right?
But can I have some?
On account of he was addicted to meth.
True.
So he's doing his deals on the side. He's still buying and selling meth and marijuana. And he would tell his mom that he was out working for the police, right? So
so now we just gave this kid an excuse.
Yeah, literally. She's like, well, at least he's out helping for the greater good, doing drugs out there. I don't know. I don't know how he sold it, but he's like, don't worry, Mom, I'm cleaning up these streets.
Right.
And on February 19th of 1998, Chad's truck was pulled over for a traffic stop. He was following too close to someone, But mind you, everyone knew his truck and that he was a meth dealer. So perhaps he was targeted, perhaps not. But he was following too close to another vehicle. And so he got pulled over. And police found a small amount of marijuana and 2 grams of meth on him. Unsanctioned meth, though.
Yeah.
Not
sounds like
They were like, we didn't ask you to buy this meth.
Well, this meth is not from a previous purchase that we were involved in.
He's like, I brought this meth from home.
He didn't have to, like, give the meth to them after he purchased
I'm sure
it?
he did.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure he did. But then he was caught with more meth. And they were like, hey,
you're supposed to give us all that meth.
we didn't tell you to go get that meth.
Who bought that meth?
Mm-hmm.
Is that my meth?
Is that my meth?
That better not be my meth.
Well, I guess the cops frown upon unsanctioned meth because he tried to tell the officer that he was
helping you out.
Well, he's like, I'm just following too close to this guy because I'm driving to the nearest phone so that I could call my informant guy so that I could let him know about this meth deal I just
did a bust.
Yeah, go get him, guys, And they're like, we didn't.
This isn't real life, yeah.
Yeah, no. That's not how this works. So the police dropped him as an informant. They're like, listen, this guy's too far into the meth game. Yeah, into the meth game, and he's addicted. He's a meth head, so we can't use him, right?
Right.
They drop him. Chad believed he was now going to face harsher legal punishments since he wasn't working as an informant. Mm-hmm. And he decided to leave home and stay at a seedy motel in Norwalk near the drug house.
Okay, so he's skipping town.
He's just leaving his mom's house. He's like, listen, I don't want to cover for her anymore because I'm not doing the cop thing.
Right.
And just trying to...
I just want to go get my drugs.
Yeah, he's going to go get his drugs and do his life now.
Okay.
And so he's staying at the seedy motel. But it's by the house that he had...
The trap house?
Yeah, the trap house that he had gotten busted. He wrote a note to his mom that said that he had gotten a job and he was going to go to school and turn his life around, right?
Okay.
But he told his friend that he had to do one more buy before he got right or whatever, right?
I got to get high one more time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm guessing that's exactly what it means. It's like one last hurrah, and then I'll call it
for
quits.
old time's sakes.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple days after that last arrest, Chad was at a party at the meth house, and the lady that he had bought the meth from previously in the sting operation, she was there, and she, quote, told all those gang members that Chad was a little shit who narked on her.
So she knew.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
No. So the police rolled in after him or something. Ooh, girl.
So now he's at this meth house
and he's high
with all these people who are rather seedy characters, and he just got called out for being a narc, right?
Yeah.
So 2 guys...
Not an ideal scenario.
No. I'd be frightened.
Yeah.
So 2 guys pulled guns on Chad and his friend, and Chad started denying it emphatically. Like, I wasn't fucking me. That was a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That was the first Chad.
Mm-hmm. And
she's dead now.
To do with me.
We don't have to worry about that Chad. He's a different Chad.
He was able to de-escalate the situation, and he went back to the motel. Like, that shit was crazy back there.
That was wild.
At least they know I wasn't the informant.
Right.
Wink, right?
Glad I figured that out.
But the friend that had gone with him that night was like, I thought we were going to fucking die that night.
Yeah.
He's like, that shit was scary.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Let's not do that again.
I didn't like that. And so the next day, Chad's girlfriend, who was 16 years old at the time, came to his motel and stayed the night, right?
Oh my God.
So they're hanging out.
Damn.
Different times.
Yeah, motels at 16? Who the fuck is checking them in? I have so many questions.
I mean, he's 17.
Yeah, but
he probably
be a
paid
certain
cash.
age? I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, why you sleeping here, kid? Go home.
Right.
Where you at? Go to your mom.
Yeah, go to your mom. I don't know. But she went and stayed the night at the hotel. And then the next day, Monday, March 2nd, they both went to the meth house to get more drugs and party, right?
Right. Oh, God. He went back? What a dodo.
Back. He was like, well, now they
know I straightened it all out.
Yeah, I wasn't the informant.
Yeah.
Meth apparently is one hell of a fucking drug.
It sounds like it. Like, you really need it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I might look around for another seller.
I've watched a lot of Intervention, though, and I don't think you're really thinking straight.
Yeah, that's true.
It's more just like about to vomit and you're curled up in the bed dying of like fucking withdrawals.
You're like, I'm going to go there.
I'll go back to I'm going to die anyway. So
right.
At least that way I get meth.
Yeah. So the next morning, which was the 3rd, the girlfriend's mom reported her missing.
Oh, no.
She hadn't come home from Chad's motel.
Oh, no. Terrible joke that I just made.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So about 24 hours later, a dude driving around found the girlfriend near San Gabriel Reservoir, which is like 45 minutes to an hour away from where they were staying at the motel.
What the fuck?
Yeah. She was bloody and wandering in the wilderness.
She was alive.
She was alive.
What?
She was alive.
Alive an hour away from her last known location.
Girl.
What the fuck?
Girl. She had been raped
No.
and shot in the face.
What?
And then left for dead.
And she was alive?
She was alive.
Wandering around?
Mm-hmm.
Was she like, is there a hole in my face? Like, what? Was she trying to find
She's
somebody?
like, I can't see. There's a lot of blood everywhere.
Was
I
she
don't know.
coherent? I have so many questions.
I don't know if she was coherent or not, but
Yeah.
she was like, I guess I'll go home now or whatever, like walking away.
It's like in Forrest Gump at the end of his run. I'm going to go home now.
I guess I'll go home now. Yeah, I don't know, but
I'm fucking done.
she fucking survived, which is insane.
That is insane. That's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
But
Being left for fucking dead.
no, thank you.
Did
Oh
she
my
like,
God.
she had to play dead?
Well, I don't know. Or she could have been
Running?
legitimately passed out
Yeah, that's
or
true.
unconscious or whatever.
And she
'cause-
just comes to.
and she's like, oh, where am I?
Imagine
In a forest. I'll just
what
get up.
the fuck?
Probably pretty foggy on the details, though, you know?
100%, yeah. Especially if meth's involved.
Yeah.
You know?
Ugh, I don't know.
Oh, man.
Maybe meth is what kept her alive, you know?
I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe.
Like that adrenaline or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, miracle, she had lived, right?
Yeah.
And she was able to tell the police about the sketchy meth house and that she was with Chad, right?
Right,
Like they
right.
were there at the meth house and then I got shot in the face.
Yeah. That's all I got for you, my friends.
Exhibit A,
You
the meth
fill in
house.
the rest.
Yeah.
That's why they call you detective.
Sir, I believe that's your title.
I believe that's your job. And I'm not getting paid, so figure it out.
Mhm. Get on it.
I was preoccupied because I got shot in the face. I shot Marvin in the face.
I don't know. Oh, shit. I shot Marvin in the face.
Uh,
Yeah, she's like, I don't know if you noticed. I'm a little preoccupied right now.
I'm a little busy.
Maybe go do your police work or
There's
whatever.
a hole in my face. Oh my God. Do you know where in the face she was shot?
I don't.
Oh my God.
So, meanwhile,
Yeah.
right, the police contact Cindy,
Mhm.
Chad's mom,
Right.
because they're like, hey, have
we
you heard
found
from
one.
your son?
Yeah.
On account of he was involved in something.
Right.
Some seedy meth business
Someone
involving
got shot
gunfire.
in the face.
Yeah, someone got shot. Do you know where your children are?
Yeah.
It is 10 p.m.
o'clock.
And she was like, no, I haven't seen him or heard from him in like 5 days. So the police are like, all right, well, maybe you should file a
we'll
missing
track him down.
persons report.
Mm.
Or
Do you want to find him? Like, we're kind of looking for him, so we're going to look anyway.
did
but
you
like,
want to give him a call?
Yeah.
Or should we?
could you do us a solid and reach out?
Hey, I'm going to need this. You're going to need to bring receipts into it. Can you go ahead and file a missing persons report?
Oh my God.
So she did.
She's like, no, I don't want to. That
Yeah.
sounds terrible. I'm just going to wait for him to come home.
Didn't know he was missing. He was just living at the motel.
Yeah. I knew where he was. Wasn't looking for him.
Yeah.
So she files a missing person.
She files a missing persons report. Meanwhile, the girlfriend, back to the girlfriend,
Mhm.
she was able to give an account of some of what happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
And here is what she said.
What'd she say?
She said that while they were there, a lady named Florence Noriega,
Florence.
who was 28 at the time,
Uh-huh.
Flo,
Aww.
she approached them and she punched the girlfriend in the face.
Oh no, that escalated quickly.
And
What'd she do? Why'd she do that?
Called Chad a snitch.
Oh.
Basically,
we
she's
know
like,
why.
Yeah, she's a girl, so she's gonna fight the other girl,
Right.
but she's mad at Chad.
Right.
Right?
And she's like, I'm just here for meth.
Yeah, and the girlfriend was like, I didn't even know there was a problem here.
Right. And
I would-
Chad's like, I'm going to smooth this all over just like I did last night
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And
for meth.
then, yeah, let me get some meth first. And then,
But first, meth.
so then 2 men, Michael Martinez, who was 21 years old, and
Uh-huh.
Jose Ibarra, who was 19 years old, they jumped Chad.
Oh, God damn.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
They started beating the shit out of him.
Uh-huh.
And
Snitches get
stitches,
Indeed.
as per the rhyme.
right.
It
We're
wasn't
all
until
aware.
Exactly. It wasn't until the next day that the police found Chad's body in an alley in South LA,
Oh, no.
which is again like an hour away,
They fucking dumped him.
but like the other way, like a different direction.
Like they're trying to make this not look connected.
yeah,
Spreading the crime scene out.
Really are. Yeah, there's a lot of locations.
Yeah.
He had been beaten, blunt force trauma, and strangled.
Oh my God, that's so sad. All over meth?
All over meth.
Jesus Christ. Not
They
worth
didn't even
it.
get arrested for it. Like, what, now you're on the police radar? Like, I'm sorry, I guess, but Jesus.
He's a
fucking kid.
I don't know what they were doing. It was like the worst sting operation ever, so I don't know why they're so upset.
Glad you're picking up on that.
And they did not protect this kid at all, like you're saying.
Glad you're picking up on that.
The fuck?
So,
Were the police just like, what? How'd this happen?
oh, that guy that we used as an informant and
How
then just
weird.
dropped ties with and gave no help
Training?
to,
Like
training,
fucking no bear
anything?
mace? Like, what's the plan here?
Yeah. Didn't
no,
arrest
like,
the
hey,
people.
if a car slows down, run. Don't get in.
Nothing.
Like, there's
they're
some baselines,
they're
you know?
just like, this isn't going to work out. Bye.
Know any other meth people we can buy meth from?
Right? Now he's like, I got all these connections that
Or
I
trying
guess
to kill me.
know I'm a snitch.
How'd
Horrible.
they get out? I guess from him.
And they probably
sniffing.
didn't have meth on them at the time. Maybe they'd just sold out.
Well, you did say that they went there a week later. but,
Yeah.
like, how would they connect the two, you know?
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
What if the police...
Maybe they knew everyone else, you know?
Yeah, well,
then
and you were saying the
Chad's the one
town knows
guy.
his car and everything. So what if it's such a
Mhm.
small town that word gets
Mhm.
around?
So,
It's not that small of a town, right?
so some of the evidence in the alley, I think it was just like random stuff from the meth house that was also found near Chad's body,
Interesting.
along with testimony from his girlfriend who had been shot in the face.
Yeah.
Were used in charging Florence, Michael, and Jose with murder, kidnapping, robbery, attempted murder, and rape.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
They raped her. That's fucked. Like, she was just showing up to make a purchase.
Real fucked.
You were going to close the sale, my friend.
Okay,
You didn't have to rape her.
you didn't.
That was unnecessary.
You didn't. And there were 2 men and a woman. And I'm not saying that
And a
women
women.
can't rape, but and
Right.
a woman, just one woman. They weren't all charged with rape. And
Yeah.
she was one of
She
them.
was? The
Yeah.
woman was?
Yeah. So I don't know if she was with one of the guys, like a boyfriend or something, and then I don't know.
What if she did it?
Raped?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like not even pleasure. Well, I guess it could be. You just don't hear of it, but like,
Like,
that's not
it's-
even
yeah.
pleasurable.
yeah, I don't.
It's just torturous.
It's just torturous. It's just horrible.
I don't
so,
like that. I
they
don't
were
like that.
all eligible for the death penalty.
Wow.
It was found that their motivation was because Chad had been working as an informant, right? And they wanted to send a message to all of the snitches.
Yeah.
That bad shit happens if
Right.
you tell on them, right?
Yeah.
Because of this, Cindy filed a lawsuit against the Brea Police Department for coercing her son into informing for them
Yeah. And then
And-
not being protected.
and then not providing him with adequate protection.
Right.
She said that because of his age and dependence on drugs, he was a vulnerable person,
Right.
which is 100%
Agreed.
checks out. Yep.
Yeah.
The police department argued that they warned him to stop using drugs, but when he wouldn't, or couldn't because he was addicted, they dropped him.
The fuck? You're the police. You're the ones who are supposed to do something about that.
But they're like, well, once we drop him, then he assumes all the risk of engaging in that behavior himself. So, like, basically, our hands are clean, whatever.
Like, now he's going to the meth house on his own choice.
Mhm.
So that has nothing to do with us.
that has nothing to do with us. Yeah. And the mom is like, what the fuck, man?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Police were not found liable for Chad's death. However, the lawsuit actually brought forth legislation limiting the use of minors in undercover operations.
Oh, good.
No one under 13
Like,
could
hey,
be...
anyway, this guy really likes to diddle boys. Hey, 13-year-old, come here. Put your dick out here.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I get it. It's not as extreme. It's meth or whatever, but still, like,
but it's the same. But that's why,
The
like, Chris
fuck?
Hansen can't
Yeah.
use kids
yeah.
as actors.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm just going to put the laundry away.
Yeah, they got people like us.
Yeah. Yeah.
do it.
Because,
Of this legislation.
yeah, of Chad's very unfortunate circumstance.
Jesus Christ.
So no one under 13 could be an informant, and 13 to 17 required judicial approval and parental consent.
Okay.
So, like, even if
Would
you
any
convince
of
the
that
mom-
have prevented this, though? It's like, when you think back on it, it's great.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, because she did sign something, and so judicial approval, okay, great. One court has to look at it and be like, yeah, sure, he can.
Yeah. Okay,
don't know.
great. Yeah, I know.
But at least there's something.
Yeah, agreed.
Meanwhile, Florence and the machines were convicted.
Right.
Jose was given 4 life sentences plus 45 years.
How for? I don't understand how this is all mathing.
I don't know.
You get a life sentence for every count?
Well,
Like attempted murder?
yeah.
Murder?
Kidnapping,
Kidnapping? Stealing?
robbery, yep.
No rape.
murder, kidnapping, robbery, attempted murder, and rape.
He got raped too? They all got raped?
I didn't specify who didn't get raped.
Okay.
But I'm going to guess it was Michael. So Jose was given 4 life sentences plus 45 years. Florence was given 3 life sentences plus 51 years.
Right.
And Michael was given 2 life sentences plus 38 years. The judge hated them.
A lot of life sentences in this story.
Yeah.
It's like, you know when normally we have like under... Like, people don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Where you're like, that was an underwhelming sentencing. Like, what the fuck? You only got 4 years because it was, a chick, you know? Like,
yeah.
But then in this story, I'm like, oh my God, there's so many lives and there was only one that was taken.
Well, it kind of feels like it's an correction.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so instead of the police taking their, I don't know,
Crow to the
lumps
face
or whatever.
Yeah.
Then they're just going to take it out completely on this meth
Hand them the books.
house. Yeah, and throw the book at them.
Which is like, who cares? I mean, like, sure, yeah, get them for life, however many you want to get.
Yeah, but I guess then you say that his death was then not justified, but what's like...
Right, like...
repaid, not repaid. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
The
It's like justice, though.
Yeah,
like justice
for
was
his death.
served.
Yeah. But in reality, I would have liked some of the justice to be served by the cops, I think.
Right.
In more than just like a legislative way.
Right.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
how cool we are, though. Like, even though we kind of sucked back there, look at this. We're going to put them in for 1 million life sentences.
Yeah.
And
But
you're like,
listen,
wow.
Now that he's dead, we'll also fuck up these other criminals.
Yeah. And did I mention the tank is a tank? Sold.
So the judge obviously hated these people because they murdered somebody, but also I guess there was no like remorse at all. They were smirking and smiling, laughing through the sentencing.
I get it. Yeah.
Stuff like that. And he
just disgusting.
Yeah, just disgusting human beings.
Ugh. That's awful.
They all got a lot of life
They
sentences.
got a lot of lives. Hey, listen, like I said, I'm for it. I was just surprised. Like, my God. Sometimes we tell all these horrific stories and we're like, they got 25, but out on 10 for good service. And you're
Right.
like, Jesus.
You're like, but
He
that's,
chopped his dick off.
that was kind of a lot.
Yeah. He ate it. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, if you want to check out pictures pertaining to Erin's case, go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, X, and TikTok. Our handle is @ISGD Podcast. You can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com, or you can snail mail us at
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
And until next week, later.
Bye.